Because the other night they all scored. See if Rangers did their homework. I'm sure they did. They'll have watched the shootout. So Budenauskas stands in the way of Roma from the shootout. Coolly done. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. So Trippi scores from the spot once again. Very coolly done.
Fantastic penalty, doesn't get better than that. You send the goalkeeper the wrong way. Once again, they pick off exactly where they left off in the last penalty shootout. Wonderful first penalty. You know, I mean, this is great respect to both sides, really. They couldn't separate each other over 90 minutes, so it comes down to penalty. This gives them the experience of a penalty shootout.
Chris McKee against Burr. Oh, saved by the goalkeeper. First blood to AS Roma. And Chris McKee, who scored that hat-trick against Etoile, sees his penalty saved.
You're definitely feeling it a bit out there, both sets of players. Don't care what anybody says. You know, this is not over yet at all. Got to keep sticking in there, got to keep believing. There's a hero out there somewhere. You don't know who it's for. How many times have we seen this in many shootouts where all of a sudden it doesn't work out that way, it changes for the opposition, so just anything really could happen.
Daniel Tueto Fotso next up to take on Budenauskas. Oh, good penalty, high into the net, no chance for the goalkeeper. Went the right way, Budenauskas, but no chance of keeping the ball out.
Very good penalty. Just steps up to it a couple of yards away, very cool and calmly. Right foot just puts it into the left corner.
Cole McKinnon next up for Rangers. It's always an advantage taking first in a shootout, because you're always forcing the opposition to either match or better what you've done. So the advantage to Roma. Here comes McKinnon. Good penalty. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Delivered with pace by McKinnon. Really good spot kick. Now it could be Muteba, who took the third kick the other night against Aspire. Can Budenauskas pull a save out of the bag? They scored all 4 penalties the other night, Roma. Burr saved 2 of the Aspire penalties, hence the 4-1 win in the shootout. So here comes Muteba against Budenauskas. Saved by the goalkeeper! Budenauskas palms the ball away. And if Alex Lowry can score, we're back to all square in the shootout.
Tell you what, I just looked at the goalkeeping coach before the kick, and he more or less told him, he said to the left, have a look to the left. I don't know if he saw him just before it, but either way, he got it absolutely perfect. Rangers are back into it again. Can we separate these two? I mean, here's a man of the moment. We're talking about youngster Lowry. Keep your eye out for this boy. And whether he gets a penalty or doesn't, he really looks a player, this lad.
Here comes Lowry against Burr. Oh.
And there you go.
Cool as you like.
Do we have to say any more? Absolutely fantastic. Looking at the ability, what he's got there. Not fazed by anything at all. Just strokes it past the keeper and sends him the wrong way.
Well, again, 4th penalty the other night was taken by Matteo Cancelleri. And the 4th penalty here will be taken by the same player. If it's level after 5 penalties each, don't forget, we go into sudden death. Nervous times for Roma and the Rangers fans over on that far side. It's Cancelleri then against Budenauskas. Oh, he's missed it! Over the top by Cancelleri. The man who missed a penalty in the Paris Saint-Germain game when he hit the crossbar has fired over in the shootout, and all of a sudden has the pendulum swung in Rangers' favour.
Never would have thought this player would have missed it. You know, what a wonderful player he is. He goes up to it, you think, well, it's going to be a goal, he puts it over the bar. It's now advantage to Rangers. Unbelievable scenes what are going on. Look at the crowd there, the Rangers fans are bouncing up and down. Absolutely fantastic.
It's the man whose goal took us to the shootout, Kieran Dixon against Burr. Here he comes. Oh, saved again by Burr.
Oh, stop it! Unbelievable.
It's 2-2 in the shootout. We're back to all square once again, and effectively now we are down to sudden death, because It's Bove coming forward.
Was that for the winner then?
No, that would have made it 3-2, and then Roma would have needed to miss this one. But it would have been in Rangers' hands had he not scored then. Already scored, rather.
That's why at the start of this game we could not tell you who's going to win this, and that's why now, look, you cannot pull the pair of them apart.
Eduardo Bove, here he comes, driven straight down the middle, great penalty. And now the pressure's back on Rangers and Kai Kennedy. If he scores, we're into sudden death. If he misses, the trophy's Roma's.
Once again, Kai Kennedy, absolutely fantastic performances all the way through this tournament. Now he gets to sample what that little bit of pressure's like. He's been absolutely brilliant. He's another star for the future.
Rangers players can only look on and hope. Here comes Kennedy against Burr, straight down the middle. Confidently done once again. So 3-3 after 5 penalties each. And we're into sudden death. Well, that was effectively sudden death anyway, so Samuel Suffer is coming forward.
Yeah, they're taking us all the way. Both these teams are tonight. Absolutely fantastic here now. Just keep your eye on what's happening here. Anything could happen. It's going Roma's way, it's going Rangers' way.
Suffer against Budanauskas. Oh, driven in again, and the goalkeeper goes the wrong way. And the beauty of taking first is that if you score, there's always pressure on the player coming forward from the opposition. It's going to be Harris O'Connor.
Fantastic energy levels he showed us, Harris, at the end of the game when he ran into that bottom left-hand corner. You know, his energy is fantastic down this left-hand side, so another fantastic performances by him through the tournament.
4-3, Roma lead in the shootout. So Connor against Burr. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, 4-4, and the shootout continues.
So what happens when they all score? Have we got to go down? Me and you on it? I'm getting a bit nervous here now. Have I got to start stretching and getting ready? Mark Haley's down there. He's got his boots on. He's ready to get out there.
We could see the goalkeepers taking one the way we're going. 4-4. So this is the 7th penalty for Roma. Alessio Buttaro. This time to try and beat Budanauskas and give the Italians the edge. Again, goalkeeper goes the wrong way. Another good penalty by Buttaro. You just feel sorry for the person who misses because you know they'll be inconsolable.
And that's why people don't like penalty shootouts. But listen, they've both been fantastic all throughout the tournament. It comes down to this. It does give the players that little bit of an experience of what it's all about. Someone is going to be the villain, unfortunately, but I really don't know who it's going to be because the penalties are perfect at the moment.
Charlie Allen up next for Rangers against Burr. Oh, into the bottom corner. The goalkeeper just got a hand to that, I think, but not enough to keep it out. And Charlie Allen will breathe a huge sigh of relief as Milanese comes forward.
My heart's pounding like mad here. What's going on, do you?
You take those blood pressure tablets this morning. So 5-5. This will be the biggest shootout score in the final. Previous was 5-4. PSG beat Juventus in the first year. Milanese against Budanauskas. Driven into the top corner. Another wonderful penalty.
Well, there's no chance of getting anywhere near that. I mean, as good as the penalties have been, doesn't get better than that. Hits it in the roof of the net. Keeper not a chance at all. Now it's back to Rangers now all the time. Rangers, they're getting asked the question and they're answering it.
Leon Thompson this time. The nerves will be jangling, you can be sure of that. Burr waits on his line. Here comes Thompson. Into the bottom corner. Goalkeeper goes the wrong way yet again. It's 6 apiece. This is the 9th penalty each, and now we get into the realms of players who probably didn't want to take one.
Exactly, yeah. Brilliant penalties. You can tell they've worked on them. You know, the keepers can't get anywhere near these penalties now.
Travellini, the second half substitute. The man coming on, or coming forward rather, for AS Roma. Budenauskas jumps on his line, just stares at the penalty taker. Oh, brilliantly done again. Gave the goalkeeper the eyes, sends him the wrong way.
Imagine if you're one of those fringe players there now and you're thinking, oh no, I'm next in the couple, and you're waiting, you're thinking, please make a mistake, and they're all going. You know, it's very nervy times for the ones who didn't really want to take a penalty, but they're going to get a bit of a sample of it. Here's Rangers again.
Yeah, it's Murray Miller this time against Burt. That's the swap, faces him. And into the corner again. 7-all. What a shootout this is. Even the players having a little chuckle on the sidelines. They can't quite believe what they're seeing at the moment. I think the Roma goalkeeper is going to take the next one. Pietro Burt.
We'll get Gary McAllister, obviously, and Stephen Gerrard will be watching this now thinking, I tell you something, we've got some characters in that dressing room there. They're all matching it. They're having a go now, the goalkeepers.
Here comes Burt, straight down the middle. And of course, with only 10 players each, it will have to be Budenauskas that takes the next one for Rangers. He saved one earlier on. Can he score one now? It's goalkeeper against goalkeeper. Budenauskas against Burt. Driven in, great penalty again. Goodness me, 8 each.
Unbelievable, fantastic. Here we go. Do we go again?
We go round again. We're back to the start.
Absolutely fantastic by both these teams. Brilliant. They're putting everything out there at the moment. You know, if you want to get tested, they're getting tested and they're answering the questions. They're taking the penalties. It's come back round again. Trippy
coming forward for the second time. Scored his first penalty. What can Budenauskas do this time? Saves! Budenauskas palms the ball away. And the villain, for the moment, is Filippo Trippi. After 6 consecutive penalties scored, Rangers are changing the order. It's Kai Kennedy that's coming forward. And this to win the Alkass International Cup for Rangers.
Advantage, Rangers. Put this away, it is all yours.
Watch those players in blue on the halfway line. Here comes Kennedy, into the bottom corner, and Rangers are the Alkass International Cup champions 2019. They've won a thrilling penalty shootout, 9-8 against AS Roma. It's tough on the Italians, but joy for Scotland, joy for Rangers, and joy for Kennedy, who kept his cool when it mattered. And the new boys in the tournament have